Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In today's video we're going to be replacing the foam seal around the soft top on my MGTF. So before we get started fitting the sealing strip to the hood, it's worth just pointing out exactly where it is that this seal is. So it runs all the way around the back of your hood, between the hood and the car, and stops water from getting in underneath and then sitting on top of the engine bay cover. So the first thing we've got to do is to fold the hood up, and then we can get access to the strip and we'll be able to see what it is that we're going to be replacing. The first thing to do is to undo the clips that hold the soft top down around the back. So with the back of the hood now folded up, you can see what it is that we're going to be replacing. So you see on this one, the foam is literally just disintegrating as you push on it. So what we'll be doing is going all the way along here, removing all of the foam all the way around, clean it up, and then we'll stick the new foam on to replace it. So one thing that I've found as we're doing this is that the foam that goes around this part of the hood is attached to metal, so you can be a little bit more well, not quite, you don't have to be quite so careful with the knife when you're pushing down, because you are literally just pushing on metal, whereas the bit here, there's a little rubber strip that just goes along underneath the foam. So if you use the Stanley knife on this bit, you'll probably find you might, just like I've just done there, end up cutting into the rubber a little bit. So as I did on the other side, I would probably recommend using your thumb to push the old bit of foam off, rather than cutting into it with a knife, because you probably run the risk of the knife digging into that rubber. So before we go any further, I want to say a big thank you to MGF Mania, who sent the seals to me for me to fit to the MGTF today. You might remember they're also the company that sell the hood straps, which I fitted in an earlier video, and I will pop a link in the description below for where you can pick up these seals from. So now we've got the old seal off, the next thing to do is to measure up how much this covers, because we've been sent two, and the reason why I say that is because there is a section where you don't put any seal on, so which is just about there. So we'll just need to measure it up, and then we'll cut some sections to go on, and then once they're cut to size, it should just be a case of taking the double-sided tape off the back and sticking it on. We're going to put that onto there. I'm just going to measure up now how much we need. Go down to, I'm going to go to the edge of the metal bit there, which is that length. There we go. And then we'll get a pair of scissors and put that to size. Put that to one side, and then we will take off the plastic off of the back. Put that there for a second and just stick on. And now I remember when I took this off, and just trying to point this out, when I took this off, I mentioned that there's a bit of like plastic that runs around the bottom, and this previous foam looked like it was stuck on top of that plastic. So I'm not sure whether that's where it should be or just where it was. Now I suspect it ended up on top of the plastic just because of the years of putting it up and down, it's pushed it down over the plastic. So I'm going to be putting it next to that little plastic trim and go down here, getting it stuck to myself all the way to the bottom, just like that. Now we've got it measured to size, all we need to do is take off backing tape again. This time I'll just do it as we go along, because we've got a long piece of plastic that's trying to stick to things. And again, we're just going to run it. You see there's a little bit of plastic along the top, and the foam seemed to butt up against that, so we will put the new foam up against that bit of plastic. Now, what you might find when you take off your old foam is that it is really difficult to actually get the to get all of the residue of your old seal off. Now, you could spend a long time trying to get it absolutely perfect and clean, but I think as long as you've got off the majority of it and there are no loose bits of foam still stuck on there, you'll probably find it will still stick down, so you don't need to be getting that surface perfect. So we're just around the other side now. We're going to do the last bit here, pull off the tape, get it all off this time, just lining that up, pushing it down as we go along until we get to the end, just there. There we go. So we've now got the final section to do here, which is from there down to the bottom of that metal bit again, and we'll just measure up what we've got left. We've got slightly more than what we need, so we'll just cut that to size, get the scissors, like that. Take the backing tape off again, and then stick that down just inside where that plastic is. There we go, and that's it, job done. All we need to do now is just tidy up, get rid of the glue and the residue, because there's bits of glue everywhere from the old sealant, and then strap the old strap the roof back down. Just noticed actually there's bits of foam stuck inside here, so we'll just give that a bit of a clean up. So in there you'll see there's like bits of dirt and foam, so we're going to clean that up, make sure that's all nice and clean, and then once that's all out of the way, we'll get the roof put back down again. So what we're going to do is just clean off some of the old foam that seems to have got stuck to the body of the car. So you can see how it deteriorates over time and starts to stick to the body of the car rather than sealing against it. And what I'm using to get the old bits of foam off is it's actually a trim removal tool for removing trim inside a car. You could use any kind of plastic, something that's plastic and hard would do it, but just something that's not going to scratch the paintwork is what you want to do it with, really. There we go. So I think by getting all of the old seal off from sticking on the body of the car, I'm gonna guess that will mean that it will make a better seal against the car, stop moisture getting in, and also help create a better seal to stop sound from getting in as well. So that's done now. Just going to clean up the carpet here on the back, and then we'll get the hood reattached back to the car. There we have it, another straightforward job done. Probably took about half an hour, 45 minutes. Not a complicated thing to do. Take off that old foam and then put the new foam on from MGF Mania. Hopefully you found today's video useful. If you did, please give the video a like, and consider subscribing to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one. And until next time, I'll see you soon.